Maya had always been the type to keep her head down, navigate life quietly, and avoid making waves. Working as a data analyst in downtown Lagos, she spent her days hunched over spreadsheets. Surviving on instant noodles and energy drinks, the mirror reflected tired eyes and a body that felt disconnected from her mind. At 28, she felt decades older. The turning point came on a particularly gray Monday morning when she collapsed at her desk. Not dramatically, just a quiet slump that her colleague Emeka noticed when he brought her coffee. The company nurse took her blood pressure and frowned. "When did you last eat a proper meal? Or sleep 8 hours?" Maya couldn't remember that. Evening, instead of ordering takeout, she did something unprecedented. She walked to the local market. The elderly woman selling vegetables, Mama Ngozi, smiled warmly. "First time I see you here." "Daughter, you look tired." "I am," Maya admitted. Surprising herself with her honesty, Mama Ngozi selected the brightest tomatoes, the freshest spinach. "Food is medicine," she said, pressing a small bunch of mint into Maya's hands. "This one is free. Make tea tonight." Maya cooked her first real meal in months as she chopped vegetables. Something shifted inside her, a small crack in the wall. She'd built around herself. The mint tea was fragrant, soothing. She slept better that night than she had in years. The next day, Emeka noticed. "You look different," he said. Lighter somehow, Maya found herself sharing her evening at the market, her simple meal, her peaceful sleep. To her surprise, Emeka listened intently. "I've been living on energy drinks too," he confessed. "Maybe. Could you show me where this market is?" That afternoon, they walked to the market together. Mama Ngozi beamed at Maya's return and welcomed Emeka like an old friend. They bought fresh ingredients, and Maya taught Emeka how to make a simple vegetable soup. They ate together in the office break room, laughing over their amateur cooking. Attempts word spread quietly through their floor. Sarah from accounting asked about the delicious smell coming from the break room. James from IT mentioned he'd been feeling run down lately. Within a week, 5 colleagues were joining Maya's evening market trips. They started a small tradition, Wellness Wednesday lunches, where everyone brought a homemade dish. That Maya began, taking walks during her lunch break instead of scrolling through her phone. She noticed things she'd never seen before: a small community garden tucked between office buildings, street art that told stories of resilience, elderly men playing chess under a tree one day. She stopped to watch the chess game and found herself in conversation with Mr. Adebayo, a retired teacher. "You have a peaceful energy about you," he observed, "very different from the rushing people who usually pass by." Maya realized he was right. The small changes in her life, the proper food, the intentional rest, the mindful walks had created a calmness she hadn't felt in years. "I started with just buying vegetables," she told him. Then shared her story. Mr. Adebayo listened with the attention of someone who understood the weight of small transformations. "You know," he said, "I've been trying to get young people to join our community garden project. We grow food for families in need, but also teach children about nutrition. Would you be interested?" Maya surprised herself by saying yes. Saturday mornings became sacred time. In the garden, Maya learned about soil health, companion planting, and the satisfaction of nurturing something from seed to harvest. She brought Emeka, who brought Sarah, who brought her teenage daughter Kemi. Soon, their small group was teaching neighborhood children how to grow their own food. Kemi, initially reluctant, discovered she had a gift for connecting with the younger kids. She started a blog documenting their garden activities, which caught the attention of a local school. The principal invited them to speak about nutrition and wellness to students. Maya, who had once avoided speaking up in team meetings, found herself standing before a classroom of eager faces, talking about the connection between food, mood, and mental clarity. She shared her journey from exhaustion to vitality, emphasizing that it started with one small choice. One student, Aisha, approached her afterward. "My mom works 3 jobs and we eat a lot of fast food. But what you said about vegetables being medicine, could you teach me to grow something small, even in our apartment?" Maya showed Aisha how to grow herbs on a windowsill. 2 weeks later, Aisha's younger brother had started a small herb garden at his primary school. Their mother, inspired by her children's enthusiasm, began incorporating fresh herbs into their meals and noticed her own energy levels improving. The ripple spread in ways Maya never anticipated. Mr. Adebayo introduced her to a network of community wellness advocates, Mama Ngozi started offering cooking classes at the market. Emeka left his corporate job to start a healthy meal delivery service for busy professionals. Sarah launched a workplace wellness program that other companies began. Adopting, Maya's own transformation deepened. She enrolled in evening classes to study nutrition, discovering a passion she never knew existed. Her relationship with her body changed from neglect to care, from disconnection to awareness. She learned to recognize her stress signals and respond, with compassion rather than pushing through exhaustion. One evening, exactly 1 year after her first visit to the market, Maya stood in the community garden as the sun set. Children who had never touched soil before were proudly harvesting tomatoes they'd grown themselves. Teenagers were teaching elderly neighbors how to use social media to share wellness tips. Office workers were swapping homemade meals and stress management techniques. Mama Ngozi found her there, smiling at the bustling activity. Look what started with one tired girl buying vegetables, she said. Maya laughed, but she understood the deeper truth. Her individual choice to prioritize her well-being had created permission for others to do the same. Each person who chose to cook instead of ordering takeout, to walk instead of scrolling, to rest instead of pushing through exhaustion, expanded the circle of wellness. The data analyst in her appreciated the beautiful mathematics of it, exponential growth that started with a single point of change. But the human in her understood something more profound, that wellness isn't just personal. It's inherently communal when one person chooses to care for themselves with intention and joy. It illuminates the path for others. As the evening deepened and the garden slowly emptied, Maya picked a sprig of mint, the same herb Mama Ngozi had given her that first day. She held it to her nose, breathing in its fresh scent, and felt the truth settle in her bones. Transformation is contagious, healing is collaborative. And sometimes changing the world really does start with choosing to take better care of yourself. The ripple starts with you, she thought, but it never ends with you. Walking home under the stars, Maya's phone buzzed with a message from a colleague in their London office. Hey, heard about your wellness program from Sarah. Could you help us start something similar here? Our team is really struggling with burnout. Maya smiled, already planning her reply. The ripples, it seemed, had no boundaries.